20 plants that grow even in the shade. Have you ever tried to grow plants in a corner of the house where there is little sun and ended up frustrated? Many people think that you can only have a beautiful garden where there is a lot of sun, but that is not true. There are several plants that grow well even in the shade or in places with little light. They are perfect for covered porches, backyards with large trees, hallways, or even indoors, near windows that don't get direct sun. In this text, we will show you 20 plants that adapt well to the shade. These are easy-to-care options that don't need much to survive and also leave the environment more beautiful and fresh. We'll explain how each of them works, where they can be planted, and what you need to do to keep them healthy. You don't need to be a gardening expert. Anyone can have these plants at home. Why do some plants like shade? Before getting to know the plants, it's good to understand why some prefer places with less sun. Imagine you are at the beach on a very hot day. After a while, you look for a shade to cool off, right? Some plants are like that. They come from places where the sun doesn't shine, like forests or under trees. Therefore, if they receive a lot of direct sun, their leaves can burn, turn yellow, or even die. Other plants simply don't need as much light to carry out photosynthesis, that process that transforms light into energy for the plant to grow. They have adapted to live with less sun and, therefore, are great for indoor or low-light environments. 20 plants that grow in the shade. Now let's look at 20 plants that do well in the shade. Let's talk about each of them in a simple way, as if we were talking about a friend you just met. 1. Fern. The fern is a classic plant, which many people have seen in their grandmother's house. She likes damp, shady places, like bathrooms or covered porches. Its leaves are thin and full of branches, looking like a green waterfall. To care for it, just water it when the soil is dry and keep it in a place with indirect light. 2. Peace lily, Spathiphyllum. This plant has bright green leaves and white flowers that look like a small lily. It is great for indoors because it purifies the air. It likes shade and doesn't need a lot of water. If the leaves start to turn yellow, it is a sign that it is receiving too much sun. 3. Zamioculca. Zamioculca is a resistant plant, which can withstand even those who forget to water it. Its leaves are thick and dark, almost like plastic. It grows slowly, but lives a long time. It can be placed in corners of the room or office, where the sun doesn't shine. 4. Anthurium. Anthurium has heart-shaped green leaves and red, white or pink flowers. It is a plant that likes shade and humidity. If you water it twice a week and leave it in a place with indirect light, it will bloom all year round. 5. Peperomia. There are several types of peperomia, but they are all small and easy to care for. Some have striped leaves, others are all green. They like shade and don't need a lot of water. They are perfect for placing on shelves or tables. 6. Philodendron. The philodendron is a plant that grows as a vine or in the form of a bush. Its leaves are large and green, and it adapts well to places with low light. If you want a plant that grows quickly and fills the space, this is a good option. 7. St. George's sword. This plant is almost indestructible. It has hard, pointed leaves that grow upwards. It can withstand shade, sun, lack of water, and even air conditioning. It's great for those who are starting to take care of plants or for those who travel a lot. 8. Calathea. The calathea is a beautiful plant, with leaves designed as if someone had painted them by hand. It likes shade and humidity, which is why it is common in bathrooms. If the leaves start to curl, it is a sign that it needs water. 9. Ivy. Hedera-helix. Ivy is a fast-growing vine that covers walls or pots. It likes shade and is great for hanging on balconies. Just be careful if you have children or pets at home, as some varieties are toxic. 10. Maranta, prayer plant. The maranta is known as a praying plant because its leaves move during the day, as if they were praying. She likes shade and humidity. If the leaves turn yellow, it could be a sign of too much sun or too much water. 11. St. George's spear. Similar to the St. George's sword, but with thinner and longer leaves. It is also resistant and likes shade. It is a plant that hardly needs care. 12. Aglaonema. Aglaonema has green leaves with white or red spots. It is a plant that likes shade and does not need a lot of water. It's great for offices or living rooms. 13. Pilea, friendship plant. The pilea is a small plant, with round, green leaves. It likes shade and grows quickly. Fun fact, it releases seedlings that you can replant and give as gifts to friends. 14. Ficus elastica, Borodera. This plant has large, shiny leaves that look like plastic. She likes shade, but can also handle a little sun. It is a plant that grows quite a lot, so it is good for filling empty spaces. 15. Asplenium, meader fern. The asplenium is a different fern, with long, narrow leaves. It likes shade and humidity, which is why it is common in bathrooms. If the tips of the leaves turn brown, it could be a sign of very dry air. 16. Chamaedorea, Raffy's palm. This palm is small and elegant, with thin, green leaves. It likes shade and is great for indoors. It doesn't need much water and grows slowly. 17. Chlorophytum, Thai. Chlorophytum is a hanging plant, with green and white leaves. It likes shade and releases seedlings that you can replant. It is a plant that can survive even those who forget to water it. 18. Dracaena. The Dracaena has long, narrow leaves, which can be green, red, or striped. It likes shade and doesn't need a lot of water. It is a plant that grows slowly, but lives for many years. 19. Syngonium. Syngonium is a vine with heart-shaped leaves. He likes shade and humidity. If you water it twice a week and leave it in a place with indirect light, it will grow quickly. 20. Begonia. Begonia is a plant with colorful flowers and beautiful leaves. There are several types, but shade begonias like places with low light. They need humidity, so it's good to water frequently. Tips for caring for shade plants. Now that you know the plants, here are some tips to keep them healthy. Watering. Most shade plants like moist soil, but not soggy. Before watering, stick your finger in the soil. If it's dry, it's time to water. If it's wet, wait a little longer. Light. Even though they like shade, all plants need a little light. Avoid placing in completely dark places, such as closets or basements without windows. Humidity. Some plants, like ferns and calatheas, like humidity in the air. If the environment is very dry, you can spray water on the leaves or place a humidifier nearby. Fertilizer. For plants to grow strong, it is good to fertilize from time to time. You can use organic fertilizer, such as earthworm humus, or liquid fertilizer diluted in water. Cleaning. Dust on the leaves can prevent the plant from absorbing light. From time to time, wipe the leaves with a damp cloth to clean them. Final summary. Having plants at home doesn't have to be complicated. Even in places with little light, it is possible to grow beautiful and healthy species. The 20 plants we list here are easy to care for and adapt well to the shade. Choose the ones that best suit your space and start setting up your garden. Remember, each plant has its own preferences, but they all need a little attention. Water in the right amount, avoid direct sun, and observe how they react. Over time, you will get the hang of it and have a beautiful green corner, even in the shadiest places in a house. Here are more tips for you to be successful with your shade plants. Start slowly. If you've never had plants before, choose 1 or 2 species from the list and see how they behave in your space. This way, you learn without getting overwhelmed. For example, the St. George sword is almost indestructible and great for beginners. The fern is beautiful, but it needs a little more humidity in the air, so it could be a next challenge. Another important thing is to observe the temperature of the environment. Most shade plants like cool places, between 18 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius. If the location is very hot, such as near a kitchen or a heater, some plants may suffer. In this case, opt for more resistant species, such as Zamioculca or peace lily, which can withstand the heat better. If you live in an apartment or house with pets, be careful. Some plants, such as Monobody can, are toxic if ingested by dogs and cats. Choose safe options, such as Calathea or Maranta, which are beautiful and do not harm pets. Don't worry if a plant doesn't work out the first time. Sometimes, you need to test some pots or move the plant until you find the ideal corner. The important thing is not to give up. Over time, you will realize that plants give signals when something is not right. Yellowing leaves can indicate too much water, while wilted leaves can be a sign of thirst. And don't forget, plants bring life to any environment. They purify the air, make the space more beautiful, and also help you relax. Even if you have a small corner, like a shelf or a stool near the window, you can create a mini garden full of green. Try combining plants of different heights and textures to make the look even more interesting. Lastly, have fun. Caring for plants is a relaxing and rewarding hobby. When you see your plants growing healthy, you will feel proud of your green corner. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask at gardening stores or look for tips on the internet. There are many communities of plant lovers who love to share experiences and help beginners. Good luck and enjoy your new shade garden. Now that you know how to start your shade garden, Let's talk about some plants that adapt well to places with little light. Even in darker corners of the house, such as hallways, bathrooms without windows, or that corner of the room away from natural light, you can have beautiful and healthy plants. The secret is to choose species that like this type of environment. A great option is Zamioculca, also known as fortune plant. It is resistant, hardly needs water, and looks beautiful with its shiny, green leaves. Another easy-to-care plant is the Espada de Sir Jorge, which in addition to surviving in the shade, also helps to purify the air. It grows slowly, but is strong and does not require much care. If you like flowering plants, African violet is an excellent choice. It adapts well to indoor environments and can flower several times a year, even in low light. Peperomia is a small and charming plant, with leaves in different shapes and colors, perfect for decorating tables and shelves. For those who have a slightly larger space, Costellodridau is a tropical plant that grows well in the shade and adds a modern touch to the decor. Its large, cut-out leaves attract attention and make any space more cozy. Another plant that loves shade is the peace lily, which is not only beautiful, but also helps clean the air. If you live in an apartment and have a bathroom without a window, try adding a fern. It loves humidity and shade, and its delicate green leaves add a special charm to the environment. Another plant that does well in bathrooms is the Phalaenopsis orchid, which needs little light and blooms easily. For those who like hanging plants, ivy is a great option. It grows quickly and looks beautiful in hanging pots or on high shelves. Philodendron is a versatile plant, which can be grown both in pots on the ground and on support so that its leaves grow upwards. If you have children or pets at home, it is important to choose non-toxic plants. Calathea is a safe and very beautiful option, with leaves that move throughout the day. Another non-toxic plant is Maranta, which also has colorful leaves and a unique look. Remember that even shade-loving plants need some indirect light to grow healthy. If the environment is very dark, such as a room without windows, you can use plant-specific LED lights to help their development. Another important tip is not to overdo the water. Many shade plants prefer soil that is slightly moist, but not soggy. Before watering, put your finger in the soil to feel if it is dry. If it's damp, wait a little longer. Lastly, don't be afraid to experiment. Each plant has its own needs, and over time you will learn to take better care of them. If one plant doesn't fit your space, try another. The important thing is to have fun and enjoy the process of creating your green corner. With these tips, you can now start your shade garden and transform any room in your home. Choose your favorite plants, arrange the pots the way you like most, and enjoy the feeling of seeing your space become more alive and beautiful. Now that you know how to care for shade plants, let's learn about some easy-to-grow options that will make your space greener and more cozy. These plants are resistant and adapt well to places with little light, such as closed balconies, hallways, or even that corner of the room that does not receive direct sun. One of the most popular is Zamioculca. It is almost indestructible. It grows slowly, doesn't need much water, and looks beautiful with its shiny leaves. Another great choice is the Espada de Sir Jorge, which in addition to being resistant, helps to purify the air. It can even withstand air-conditioned environments with low humidity. If you like flowers, African violet is an excellent option. It produces colorful flowers even in the shade and looks beautiful in small vases. Peperomia has charming and varied leaves, some with different textures, which adds a special touch to the decoration. For those who want something higher, Costellodridau is perfect. Its large, cut-out leaves give the environment a tropical feel. It grows well in pots and does not need direct sun. Another plant that draws attention is the philodendron, which can be grown as a climber or in hanging pots, creating a very beautiful cascade effect. If you have a small space, try Maranta or Calathea. They have leaves with incredible designs and move according to the light, as if they were dancing. They are perfect for coffee tables or shelves. For those who like a more rustic look, fern is classic and looks beautiful in hanging vases. It likes humidity, so spraying water on its leaves from time to time helps keep it healthy. Another plant that loves shade and humidity is Anthurium, which in addition to shiny leaves, produces red or pink flowers that last a long time. If you want something different, ivy is a fast-growing vine that can be used to cover walls or furniture. It is resistant and adds a special charm to the environment. The peace lily is an elegant plant, with dark green leaves and white flowers that appear even in the shade. For those who have children or animals at home, it is a good idea to avoid toxic plants, such as the peace lily and the St. George's sword. In this case, safe options are Swedish ivy or Phytonia, which have colorful leaves and are harmless. Remember, there is no plant that doesn't need any light. Even those that like shade need some light to survive. If the room is very dark, such as a bathroom without a window, you can use artificial light suitable for plants or move the plants from time to time so that they receive some indirect light. Start with a few plants and see how they adapt. Over time, you will realize which ones are your favorites and how to take better care of each one. The most important thing is to have fun and enjoy the process of seeing your green corner grow and transform. Here are some more tips to help your shade plants grow happy and healthy. First, pay attention to soil moisture. Many shade-loving plants also prefer soil that is always moist, but not soggy. A simple trick is to put your finger in the soil. If the first 2 centimeters are dry, it's time to water. If it's still damp, wait a little longer. Each plant has its own rhythm, so watch how yours responds. Another important thing is ventilation. Even in more closed environments, such as hallways or rooms with little light, it is good to let the air circulate. This prevents fungi and pests from appearing. If the place is too stuffy, you can open a window every now and then or use a fan on low speed to help. If you live in a small apartment or don't have a lot of space, shade plants are great because many of them grow well in pots. Some, like Maranta, or praying plant, have leaves that move according to the light, which can be an extra charm. Others, like peperomia, are compact and look beautiful on shelves or tables. For those who like a touch of color, Calathea is an excellent choice. It has leaves with incredible designs, in shades of green, purple and even pink, and loves humid environments, such as bathrooms with windows. Zamioculca is an almost indestructible plant. It can withstand shade, lack of water and even a little neglect. It's perfect for those who are just starting out or don't have a lot of time to take care of it. If you want something different, try fern. It likes shade and humidity, and its delicate green leaves give the environment a fresh air. Just remember to spray water on the leaves from time to keep them looking nice. Another option is Anthurium, which in addition to colorful flowers, also adapts well to places with low light. Finally, don't forget to clean your plant's leaves. Dust and dirt can block the little light they receive, making photosynthesis difficult. A damp cloth or a quick shower, with room temperature water, helps a lot. This also makes the leaves shinier and more beautiful. Taking care of plants is a way to bring more life and tranquility to your home. Even though some don't grow as fast as those in the sun, they have their own rhythm and beauty. The secret is to be patient and observe what each person needs. Over time, you will create a green corner full of personality, even in the most unlikely places. And the best part, seeing your plants healthy is a very rewarding feeling.